Hello YouTube and welcome to my channel. Today I thought of making a video on how to use this software Blender for video editing. So this is the software that I use to edit all my videos in my channel, and this is a free and open source software. So you'll come across many softwares that you can purchase and use which are very user friendly and easy to learn, but I wouldn't recommend using any of them because it's too expensive and it needs to be upgraded each time. So I prefer using this Blender editing software. Before coming across this software, I tried many softwares which didn't work. There was some problem or the other, and my brother introduced me to this software Blender. Initially it was very difficult and I lost hopes in learning this software, but a little by little I have learned how to edit my videos, like how to sync the video and the audio files, how to speed up the video, and eventually I will learn how to use text in my videos and the other extra effects that can be done. So as of now this works well for all my videos. I'll just show you the default settings that I have been using. So this software can be downloaded on blender.org. So you go to this icon over here and go to properties. So click over here and I'll tell you, just go to this render presets and set XY as 1920 and 1080 because that is the resolution that I shoot my videos in, 1080, and these are the settings that I have been using. I use 30 FPS, so I have set this as 29.97, and here XY aspect ratio is 1:1. So just have a look on all these settings. I have just made these default settings and I keep using it each time instead of opening Blender and setting each the input. So here I'm using H264 and RGB. Also format is H264 because this is these videos that I render, I again use handbrake and for encoding, because the output that comes is very big, very big files, like it can be up to 20, 30 GB, 15 GB. So I reduce the file size in handbrake. I'll just show you a sample. So bitrate is 25,000 and GOP size is 15. So GOP size 15 is because it should be half of the frame rate FPS. So the FPS is 30, so GOP size should be 15. This is what I have learned through some tutorials that I have watched, and this is working good for all my YouTube videos. And audio, I use AAC, and again let me tell you the other things that have to be seen. I use the audio stereo because all the recordings, most of the recordings of mine are done in stereo, and 96 kilohertz. Speed is 343, and all these settings are done. So you can just have a look here. The file that after rendering the file gets saved is here. You have to just I will save it in E drive, and I will maybe save it over here, best of wish show organizer. So I'll just show you a sample, accept, and now I'll just go to the file browser and get in the files over here. Just a sample one to show you now. This is without audio. So this is just the video files. Then you go to page up, press the button page up, and then you go to the second, just use your left key on the mouse and then just drag it. Okay, so it's advisable to use a mouse for while using this software. And now I'll show you how to cut this each clip. So this green line, just place it over here and then use the right key on the mouse. So the right key changes its color, and then go to Shift and K. So when you use Shift and K, this thing gets cut. Now I want to remove this strip which is cut. So I click again, right click on the mouse and X key, erase strip. So this is how it's done. So I'll again maybe erase something over here. So Shift K and right click and X. Okay, so I just want to consider this strip which I've cut as just a picture. Like I don't want to consider it as like a video, just a clip of it, a very small clip, and I want to extend its duration. So I'll tell you what I do. I go to Shift K, cut it, and use this arrow key. So arrow key just goes one frame ahead, like this, left arrow key and right arrow key. So it just goes one frame ahead, and I use the same process, Shift K. I cut both the strips. I'm just taking a small portion of a clip, and these two arrow keys I will extend it. So this is a picture out of the entire video clip. So I'll place it here, and I'll use Shift, Control and S each time to save my video file. So play. This is how it plays. I will extend a little further, and I use the right key on the mouse and G. So this is how you can drag it. You can drag the file left, right. Just switch it towards the next clip and just play it. This is how it is. So now this strip over here, the second one, I want to speed it up. So right click and then go to Shift A. Okay, and then effect strip, speed control. So this is how it works. And over here, when go to speed control, so this has to be a tick mark here. Stretch to input strip length. This thing, when you click on the speed control, you will over this bar, stretch to input strip length. So when you reduce it to half, the speed exactly reduces to half, like it doubles the speed. So when this is now reduced to half, so when you reduce it to 1/4, it again maybe increases by 4 times. So here it increases by 2 times, and here 4 times the speed. So let me keep it around between somewhere here. Okay, and this, drag it, right click, press the G key, and all three are together now. So I will render this clip. So go to page down, this green line comes over here. So now this is at 12, so I will render it from 12, and I keep saving each time. Here this is page up, so it's 185 here, so end it at 185. So this I will just render, go back to properties, and I place this, press on the animation, and this is getting rendered. So once it is rendered, I'll get back to you and I'll tell you on how to use handbrake and decrease the file size. So now it is completed rendering, and I'll reduce it now in handbrake, because sometimes the duration of the video is too long, like 5-10 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes, and the size of the file that comes out from this Blender is too big, and it takes a lot of time, and it's very difficult to keep uploading such big file, and even to store it in your PC or in your external hard disk. So without reducing the video quality, the resolution, any of the audio quality, I use handbrake, and I encode this video file. So I've opened handbrake here, and I'll drag the file. This is the file that got rendered. Drag and drop. So over here I'm going to put the option none, and custom video constant frame rate, and I'm going to use your medium. So here none and high, 23. Audio, it doesn't have audio, but if the file has audio, then if it's a stereo, you put the option stereo here, and 448 the bit rate. But if the bit rate is 960, then there is no option here, the last is 448. So what I tried doing this another option, I'm using it as 5.1 channel, and then I use 960 bitrate, because I shoot the audio on a higher bitrate, and then I don't want to reduce its quality by using 448. So mine is a stereo voice recorder, so instead of putting stereo, I use this stereo. And but if you're recording it at a lower bitrate, then there's no problem, you can encode it at 448. So this right now this file doesn't have any audio, so these are the settings that I'm using, and this you can just have a look at it. And here I will save it in E drive, same thing over here. Shoe organization. So save and now start. So you can just have a look at this file size is almost 112,987 KB, and after reducing it the file size, this is just a sample, this is very small clip, so it doesn't seem to be quite big, but if the video is 10-15 minutes or even 5 minutes, the file size will be very big, and this is a good option of reducing your file size. So it should get completed. Yeah, it's done. So I'll just play this. So here is the clip. This is the video which was edited. Just a sample. You can use video stabilization and many other things in Blender, which I will learn and make videos in future in my Blender tutorials. So any doubts or any questions, just leave in your comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.